Mandela. As usual, we start with a quote. Once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you will start having positive results. Once again, welcome to Sports Mandela. Good morning, Daddy. What's
Hey,
up?
morning, old man. Morning. Hey, today we start a little late, but it's a special occasion.
I see that. I see
It's a
your
special
face
occasion
bright
for
and,
me,
and booming.
Eh?
I see your face bright and booming.
Yeah, it's a special occasion for me. Yeah, some guys here that, when they're young guys.
Right,
You know what I mean? And those were from before my era at Forestry Convent School.
right.
Therefore, the great guy here was,
Right.
So I said, let me get some guys together. Can everybody come talk about Taddy, then I'll talk about guy.
Right.
So we said, no. Guy set the standard so high that if it's a talent, you have to do better than that.
Exactly.
At least continue along that trend.
Right.
Then introduce yourself. I want day right now on the Zoom waiting to introduce yourself too. So
Right.
then introduce yourself.
All right. I guess Elvis will start.
Yes, I'm Elvis Roberts. At the moment, I'm a captain with Lee at 1974 Limited under administration. I was former Antigua footballer, cricketer, played under 19 for the Leeward Islands youth team under Guy Yarwood, who was instrumental in most of my development. So,
Right.
Hey,
Georgie.
George Rock and Bronze Ferris, a former West Indies under 19, West Indies A team, West Indies B team, Leeward Islands youth team, Leeward Islands senior team, Antigua senior team, Leicestershire fast bowler for over 8 seasons, West Indies president 11. I've been brought up under Guy as well. I remember when he first saw me at the East Bus Station. I came around in my uniform, Jennings School uniform, and I saw these guys bowling. I told, hey, me say, yeah, what? We can bowl faster than man, you know. I said, where you from? The rest is history, but we'll talk more.
Right.
I was there for that. I can tell you.
Yeah.
Exactly as it was.
Right. Bonks in.
Bunks in here. Hello, everyone.
Said that you
Eval Bunks in D'Souza. With all these credentials with these guys, man, I didn't play as long as them. I didn't have the opportunity to play as long as them. I was pretty good as a teenager. And but I came up under Hugo, Gene Gould, Pat Martin, it was a mixture of the older guys and the younger guys. I did pretty well as a teenager though, even though I didn't reach as far as this because of work.
Yes.
So
But that
Nice to be here.
work has always been an issue
Right.
in Antigua cricket. Since if we don't get up to go on to like state college, some guys find us working, let's say Riyadh, for example, hotels, the trouble in terms of continuity. You know. But if you have somebody on the Zoom who want to introduce one time, then let's get him on the Zoom though. So we can send him out here. Yes. Introduce yourself, let people know who this great man is.
You can hear us?
Turn on your mic, man.
Your mic on? See, smiling away. I don't hear
You
it.
want to hear them out then?
Who that, Mark?
No, Teddy, how is that?
Teddy, we
Teddy
working on your audio. We can't hear you.
We're not hearing Teddy in the audio at all, so I don't know what's wrong with his audio, but we can see him.
Yeah.
But we're not hearing you, Teddy. We're not hearing, we can see you.
We're
but
not
we're
hearing
you, Teddy.
We're not hearing you, Teddy.
You mute on or what?
You can send your WhatsApp Teddy and tell you if you're not hearing. Yeah, send your WhatsApp Teddy, you cannot hear.
Yeah, but
But Elvis,
in the meantime,
yes,
I can
Elvis.
attest for bouncing. I
Right.
remember when I used to see bouncing, I used to thought that was class.
right.
He's one of the first young batsmen,
Right.
and I am very critical of cricketers and so.
Right.
He played with timing,
Right.
He was easy,
Right.
as we call it, and he played the game right, the top hand,
Right.
as Guy would coach us. He didn't actually play on the Guy.
Right.
He never came over to combine school. I think. He never played the combine
I
school.
played combine school
Yeah,
for 1 year. I
1
think.
year.
I even went to
But
England.
yeah,
We're on the Guy.
He didn't
Yeah.
come over with us a lot, but he did the things the Guy told us to do. Top hand, no bottom hand.
Right.
Get your eye over the ball, your head, keep your head steady. The things, that was him.
Right.
So when we played against him, it scared me because if he get away,
Right. That's trouble.
if he get away,
Yeah.
he can be a bit
Right.
handful, yeah.
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 Right.
Thanks for that, man.
So tell me, how you get into cricket?
Well, first my father played cricket.
Your father, your uncle, man.
My father and my uncle, both of them deceased.
Right.
They I think my uncle is a more classier player.
Right.
My father was a hard-hitting
Right.
batsman and a little passionate, so
Right.
he would do the thing that I would tell him not to do,
Right.
try to hit the ball too hard.
Right.
But he taught me the game from
Okay.
a young age. He took me to all the big sporting events, cricket.
Right.
I was there when Vivi got out 3 times in one game.
Uh-huh.
Anybody remember that?
Oh, that's the time when they say he started the game or something and they call him back and all kind of stuff.
Yes, I was there. I was there. I saw it,
Right.
right? And that was a big mark on my life.
Right,
you know?
right.
Because then at that time I knew Vivi was great.
Right.
That's the first man I ever see got out 3 times.
Right.
Even though he probably was not out any of the times. You
Right.
know? But yeah,
Okay.
he took me to the games and what's his name? Hilson Phillip.
Uh-huh.
All those guys from long ago. I used to see those guys, sergeants, the Amories.
Right.
I used to go to the games. My
Right,
father
right.
had me in front.
Okay.
So cricket was thrown at me and
Right.
I accepted it, you know.
Right. So school used to go five. You started in 5 minutes
No,
school.
I went to the foundation mix, which
Right.
is Miss Davis School.
Miss Davis
I
School.
think it has a different name now.
Right.
But those days, those are the days when I met Mark Charles
Right.
and his brother Dave Charles.
Right.
I think the first competitive game I played as a cricketer
Right.
was against Arsenal School.
Right.
At young 12, 11. And you see, life is funny. The same guys you meet when you're young.
Right.
Because Victor
Samuel,
Samuels
right.
was a fast bowler then.
Victor.
Yeah, he was a fast bowler.
Very fast bowler.
I don't know how Victor.
John.
Victor Samuels.
He wasn't that fast.
No, he and I don't think it was got 9. It was Tamo. One of them boys were fast bowlers. They beat us. They beat off Miss Davis School, and Mark Charles and Davison Charles, a pretty good batsman himself, right? And those are the
Wait. David Charles, my brother,
yes.
was a good batsman.
Yeah,
I need good basketball played in the
No, he played cricket too. When we played for Miss Davis School,
Okay.
played against Arsenal. That's
Miss
first time
Davis School.
First time I met. Yes.
Business school used to go.
I went to the school there. I
We
played
used
like
to
cricket.
practice under the dumb street.
Yeah, I know the Dover Street pretty well.
Right.
Right.
And it was stony, so you get good drift and good movement off the
Right,
stone.
right.
You had to play that.
What about Mark? Mark, this fast. Can tell you
Mark
how
was
to put
quick.
Mark is.
Mark,
Tell
Wait,
wait.
Make tell you.
Let me say
in
something.
those days, Mark was like a terrorist. Everybody was afraid of Mark Charles. Mark Charles.
Mark Charles. Can
Mark
tell you
Charles
say
was
back
the
stuff.
fastest thing around.
Oh, okay.
And the only person I knew who made an impact as a fast bowler when I was in the game
Right.
was Milton White and a guy from Barnsley. I don't remember his name.
I thought the guy Grant.
Grant.
Hercules.
When I was going to school, those guys came.
Right.
But I wanted something, right? If Elvis says that Victor was a fast bowler,
Yeah.
Mark was a real fast bowler. Because Victor so slow.
Okay.
So you understand, you know what I mean?
Victor ran off. He opened the bowling for Arsenal
Right.
against us in those days.
Right.
So I was playing cricket for a long time. Quite a
Right.
bit.
Like George, he says the man taking a long run up, but you know what I mean?
Like what?
Run up.
Unlike George, the first time I saw him bowl the ball, I was like, whoa, where
Right.
was he all the time? Because my school needed something like that.
Right.
He was impressive from the first ball he bowled. The guy brought him over.
So George, how you get into cricket?
Well, I wasn't really interested in cricket at all.
Right.
I was interested in win ball.
Right.
I was afraid of the hard ball, and I decided, hey, I want to be an umpire. So I was Erling's official umpire.
That is true.
Skinny
Okay.
boy,
This is
I
true, this
came
is
with
true.
Trinidad,
Yeah.
Pat White, and all them things like that. If you know how I started to play, you cry. I was umpiring a match, Erling's versus Bolands, at Bolands. And that time, Bolands was the top team. I think they were even playing in first class.
Right.
But Erling's catch them and had them to beat them. Well, the twin brothers, they were batting, and I don't remember his Natty or Levi, but he was run out by a mile, so I gave him out and shaking me. The man come with a bat charge at me, and the game done. Because, you know, Dennis O'Gara and all them guys, my cousin Dennis O'Gara.
Right.
He came and defended me. I was a little skinny boy, you know. I was about 12 or 13.
Right.
And after that game, my grandmother said, you're not going to umpire again. Nobody will kill you. But Sir Roberts came back from England. And I was out there watching him, Granville Roberts, Halverson Williams, and them guys running in. But when Sir Roberts bowled the ball, I saw the keeper pull away hand. And then in bowl the next ball, the ball jumped, almost fly to the telephone wire. And he was just coming off two paces. You know.
Right.
I said, whoa, I want to bowl like that.
Okay.
So, you know, I get the ball and start to run in and bowl a few balls. Them as my umpire, man. You know, I said, don't worry about that. You know? But I used to bowl win ball very quick.
Right.
Very quick, but I didn't want to play hard ball.
Hard ball.
And because of what the guy threatened me now, Natty or Levi, one of
Right.
them, that got me into bowling fast. Then I came in one day for library research, and I passed up East Bus Station and saw the men practicing. So I went up and I said, hey, what is this at all? I saw Mr. Yarwood.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, Mr. Yarwood, me can bowl faster than all the man they know. He said, boy, where you come from? Where your name? I said, I call me Charlesy. Me come from Merlin's. He said, come here. I so man, I have a lot to chat now. Come. Bowl this ball here. And from the time I bowled the first ball,
Yeah.
he said, wait, come again. I saw a reach here and all the man talking, and then the guy said, wait, you want to play? I said, yeah. He said, well, come practice.
Yeah.
But I came to practice the Friday, and, plain shoes.
Right.
And then Erlings had a match to play at Factory, but the pitch wasn't prepared.
Right.
So we drove down in the Erlings bus, and we came to watch the game. That time, Combined School was playing against St. John's at East Bus Station. So guy said, hey, young man, you want to play? He said, even for 12 man. He said, no, you won't play. And funny enough, I had Veron Edwards, Connie Nicholas, T. Willie, Pat Martin, Mervyn Mitchell.
Right.
All of them get out.
Wow.
Yaka, bam!
What he got to?
What he got to? Man, and from that hit, the rest is history. Guys say, hey, you play.
Okay. I see Elvis not here, so Elvis said that's everything is said.
Yeah, so remember he was Elvis one of our captains.
Right.
When Richie wasn't there, he was the captain.
Right.
Out to LD. You didn't play with LD?
I played LD, he was there.
Ellie was on the team.
Remember, Mark was there too, And
LD was a captain Elvis, man.
No. Ellie was captain of combined school then. But what happened was he took over the new ball. Ellie had to move down the road.
Mark had to remove the road too. Mark used to get new ball and
New
stuff.
ball.
Who
When I
Mark?
come,
Which Mark?
I get it.
Which one the Mark?
Mark Charles.
Mark, I get more new ball in the big team, there.
I bust the ball from the plastic, fresh from the plastic, straight from the plastic, from the manufacturer. Me.
So you mark open the bowling?
No, man. He get demoted. Really.
Okay.
But at that time, Megaton bomb.
Merrick.
And plumbing
Okay.
came on.
I'll plug it.
I was say something quickly about a judge. He said about umpiring for Erlings.
Right.
It's strange enough. Because Bob is umpiring for Arsenal's parachute team to them. Hey, the Walsh, I'm boosted, so I'm umpiring parachute cricket.
Okay.
It's strange enough. And I keep coming to the meeting and telling guys, it doesn't matter how old you are, sounds get weed and white good. I didn't know the laws. You can umpire.
Right.
But those guys, when the judge, so when they can't play, they make you umpire,
Make you
so you
umpire,
can be
yeah.
part
Right,
of the team, around the team. But I don't know what's going on these days, you know what I mean? Everybody, they spend all the time doing other things, you know what I mean? But that's where it started, and it's very important it starts, because they get to know laws.
Laws.
So when you go to cricket field, you don't get umpire plenty of trouble, because you know your rules.
Exactly.
You don't get in trouble.
Right.
We are free in cricket sports, not the rules. So it's refreshing that they heard him said that just now. You know, okay, but George is umpire earnings.
Right.
The other one from Jennings, short guy, Devon, short thing, Williams, he went with the football and so. He had a nickname, but he's umpire when he's 13 and so 12, but Jennings bowlers one in team over there. So you have plenty of young guys umpire. But when you're young, you know, the older guys want to rough you up like a bit, just push you around. You know?
If I may interject, knowing the
yeah.
rules of the game is important. Because Charles, you can attest, we played a game in Trinidad. And we played a game in
Wait, the same game cry?
No.
That's
The same game, yeah. The same game, but a different situation. You know, and that's something that I don't see in the game nowadays, that you go into the game with a plan. We had a game plan, and we are executing our game plan against Jamaica. Fast bowlers from one end, and I was bowling spin from the other end. And after 20-something overs, they start calling me for no ball.
Who for no ball?
Me. So I didn't say anything.
See, overs.
After 20-something overs?
Yeah. So I put Charles and Anthony Merrick at the mid-off and mid-on, and I told them, I'm going to do something. They didn't exactly know what I was going to do, but I went into the ball and I didn't give the ball. He called no ball and dead ball. So I didn't move. So I said, I called both of them and said, can you ask the umpire to show us how this was going to be a no ball?
Right.
You know, and it was a big controversy, but they said I shouldn't have done it. But, you know, it was a little unfair because we had them on the run, we had them backed up, you know, and knowing the rules of the game, I say, in those days, you're allowed to put your front foot outside the crease.
Yeah.
So I was using that to get angle and spin. And he wanted to stop me. We had them in trouble, you know, and those days, the big island, small island thing, it got a little messy, but knowing the rules of the game is important.
Very important.
That's
Very important. Knowing the rules of the game. But I don't want to go too fast. Tell me what the cry baby did.
Oh,
I was in Jamaica.
Who is the cry guy?
it's against Jamaica. I can side with Charlie because it was emotional for me at the time. I was at short leg. Some of the blood actually spat.
Blood and sort of.
Yes, the Jamaican captain thing was open back. He got a short one from Charles. He got hit just in the back of his head, and he was bleeding. He went down. I was at short leg, you know, and I held him and so on. And Charles, he was kind of distraught at the end there, you know. Spoke to him, so he went to the pavilion. So then he came back out the bat. So I say, umps, right arm over, George Ferris. Charles immediately said, Captain, no, I can't do that, right? So I coaxed him and he went in and ball. The first ball, shot, he got hit again, and Charles started, he went down in a little bit of tears here. Because it's emotional. The guy could die. Why, you know, it was a rough time.
And I was only 17.
17.
17. And what happened, right? My grandmother warned me before I went away.
Right.
No knock nobody, no ball. I mean, I'm going to feed nobody. You know? So I was worried that mama going to hear that and stop me from the green, you know?
Okay.
Now, what
I've
happens
seen-
is, if you get hit and you have the coach come and coach,
Yes.
bounce again.
Yeah, bouncy, that's what I did.
Bounce again.
And you know, it's funny that if I gave him anti-numeric, he wasn't scared. He just wasn't seeing George Ferris when he was shot. And he was being hit all the time. And but George couldn't bowl to him. He was
But
emotional.
I was giving something a joke about that I got many years ago from Sir Leo Gore.
Yes.
See, he was captain for Antigua leader to him in the month shot. And Sylvester was born in New Bad. Let's say bounce him and knock him, let's start crying. So you know, Leo was some choice words.
Yeah. But you know, it's funny that a fast bowler will bowl short balls and he'll hit people. But even though they do it, they don't expect an outcome to be that they get hurt.
That's true.
It's funny. It's strange.
But you talk about Sylvester. Sylvester is my distant cousin. That's my
So you say cry in the
So you
family.
want the family
it's in
then?
the family. Because my great grandmother was from Barbuda.
Okay.
And the lady who used to raise Sylvester, Nia Roberts is aunt to,
Right.
great aunt to, she told me that you're related to him. Your great grandmother Inta and the bird
Right.
father or grandfather or something like that were very close relatives.
Right.
I said, oh, I didn't know that. So, see my
So that's where cry come from.
Right.
Well, see, I don't believe that. What happens? My great grandfather from Barbary too. And then I cry like he's John. And then I cry.
But yeah, I must say, it was emotional. I'm emotional too, and I didn't cry, but I felt for the guy. And I understand where Charles, he just didn't want to respond to somebody dying or something. You know?
Right.
But what the man want back again for?
Well, that Carlot and the Jamaican
They were in trouble
manager,
too.
Jamaican, they were in trouble.
But you want
Yeah,
to
we
fight?
beat them by the innings.
You see, I want to say something about that, Elvis. I remember Party had a tour to St. Thomas, 1984, 85, something like that. And I was watching Wimbledon. I keep telling the story. I want to go to the grounds. There was this guy there, the guy said, see the man, the boy, you're playing the chance, Auntie, the man can't play cricket. So, Party made about 400 something from the 40 overs. So he called him and I had the water break. So he called him, hey, guys, come here, want me to pick a piece. So I said, Captain, see the man over there? Doesn't come on if he say anything, man, the good, I can't bad, both are good. So I said, why do me a favor? When you go put hungry on the ball, hungry. More the man out. I had a knock out, I ball out. First over hungry, knock you go ahead, send you out to that. So I was hungry, that's the best out you can get. Play top shot. So I don't know how fast I'm going to sleep with your people now. And you know, they sleep with your plan, you want to win.
But,
Get them out the wicket.
but after that, there were many others who got hit, but they didn't grind it. I couldn't forget the grinding.
We will get to that. I think the guy's back on.
Teddy, back.
Yeah,
Teddy,
I think he's here.
you can talk to your guys now.
You can hear us?
Teddy look different, boy.
Teddy.
You can hear us?
Teddy House.
I see you smiling.
He obviously can't hear. Don't think so.
You can hear us.
Yeah.
Maybe his mic is muted. Check and check that.
You mute? You unmute?
So he unmuted his mic.
He's not hearing us.
Are we not
So
hearing him
Bongsin,
either?
how you get started, Bongsin?
Well, I got started. I would say
don't watch
I
so
got
much of
started naturally. Being in that area,
Right.
a lot of competitive players, football, basketball,
Right.
and cricket.
Right.
And so, I'm being a natural lover of sports.
Right.
I played practically all the games.
Right.
And them guys, they used to basically say eventually that Bato was the Everton Gonzalez was the football and I was the cricketer.
Right,
It was
right,
the kind of that kind of thing. But I got involved naturally because, as I say, I love sports, and I just took it from there as a teenager.
Right.
As a keep saying, I just didn't get to do it as long as I wanted to really practice.
Right.
Anything you do in life is practice.
True,
practice,
true, true,
anything.
true. That's true.
Schoolwork, even love making.
Right, right.
Anything. That's the Elvis. Anything that you do, it's practice.
Right,
Practice.
right.
And you must get better.
Right.
And but I was pretty good naturally because we used to do a lot of things that I think I just wanted to mention one or two things too.
Right, go ahead.
Why? Because we used to play hand tennis. Hand
Right.
tennis helps you coordination, your eye, you look on the ball and
Right.
that kind of thing. And I always remember shell ball.
Right.
I keep asking, where is shell ball? Shell ball is a ball that used to just swing naturally. You
Right.
had to keep your eye on that ball,
Right.
that kind of thing. So it helped you with your footwork and your time, blah blah blah.
Right.
But naturally, I just got involved with,
And what was like with Guy Yearwood as a coach?
Guy, yeah, he loved the game, man. Guy was good. He taught us a lot of things that we, as I mentioned,
Right.
something you hold, your top hand has to be, that kind. Guy taught us a lot
Right.
as a coach,
Uh-huh.
and he loved the game.
Right.
I don't know if he's a great cricketer, but he loved the game.
Okay. And why you like the Nets now batting against Ferris?
What I enjoyed about it, there's always competition. And
Right.
anytime anybody, when I used to do well,
Right.
so somebody would come and say, Evo, this all gonna knock it down, this is gonna knock it down, this is gonna
Okay,
do well.
okay,
And
okay.
One time we competed against, I think it was All Saints, and they had I think it was Ferris, four fast bowlers.
Right.
And they came down to play. I remember like yesterday. And
Right.
they used to say they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. Those are the kind of things I
Okay, like
the
the competition.
and then it make me
Right,
bring
right.
out the best in me kind of thing.
I see Elvis ready to tell me something
I
too.
think that about 7 fast bowlers.
Seven fast bowler.
Yeah, they had a lot of fast bowlers.
Wow.
They did.
The only person that wasn't there out of all the great fast bowlers from all
Right.
Saints was Hungry wasn't there at the time.
Right.
Hungry. No,
And,
Hungry wasn't there.
What's his name there?
They have Eldin back. They had all of them.
Eldin, Plummy,
Baptist, Plummy.
Gutnani,
Maggie was in for a long time.
Gutnani. Yeah,
Plummy,
all of them.
yeah.
It's about
All
five of
of
them.
them.
5 or 6.
and they came in one after the other.
Wow.
Down at Princess Margaret
Yeah.
School. Teddy Halstead was there too.
Uh,
It was rough. It was rough. And I think that's the game that got Plummy his pick for
Right.
the national team and so on.
okay.
Started.
Right.
Yeah.
He got 7 wickets, I think. The wicket was a little damp.
Right.
And with his pace and his swing, the ball sticking,
Right.
he got into us.
Right.
Right.
Do a lot of damage.
Did a lot of damage. And
Right.
the guy was there watching too,
Hey.
you know. But talking about Guy again,
Yeah.
Guy was a great coach. Yeah?
Right.
No nonsense, a little rough at times,
Right.
a little bit too rough at times. One day,
So
The
that
man
that
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 man
retaliate
that
was
too
the
rough
one.
one, the man that too
That
rough
retaliate.
one.
Retaliate was the
no,
one.
one day we lost a game against some weak team, combined schools. The next day, Monday,
Right.
we went into practice. Richie Richardson has a scar on his chin.
Right.
A lot of us got bruised egos.
Right.
I remember Mark Bowers.
Yeah.
I was so scared for him.
Right.
He got all the new ball and all 8 of his fast balls, I called it just now.
Yeah.
Give them the ball and tell them, knock them down.
Oh, that's why we should keep. That's where you learn to.
Yep.
Well, which
Have to hook
was
or no?
hooking. He took them on.
Right.
Yep.
He got hit, but he hit them over the several
Trees
times.
and
Right,
all
right.
that there.
I remember Mark Bowers, he got caught.
Right.
He was going to duck,
Right.
then he was going to hook,
Right.
and then he was in the air,
Right.
so he had to scrunch his body and he dropped his back flat on the pitch.
Right.
And I thought he was dead. Them fast bowlers are going crazy
Right.
at us.
Yeah,
And
good
if we lose a
fast
game, so you either, what you say? What the word was, you get knock out out.
Knockout.
Wow. And that built character because you know what? When fast bowlers came at us after that, we could handle it.
Right.
You know? It wasn't the same for spin. Spin, you had to learn to dance.
Right.
Because Sam was out to tell me,
Right.
dancing helps you.
Yeah.
So, but that was a different thing. But fast bowling, we didn't have a problem.
Right.
Because Guy would get a new ball Monday afternoons and tell those guys, George Ferris too, knock them down.
Right.
Right.
And I mean, George wasn't the knockdown person because when he came first, his best ball was the Yorker.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
In swinging Yorker.
Casual used to call me the black old man.
The black old
In
man.
the black
Black hole, man. Yeah, I was at shot like most of the time, so I used to hear the stumps shouting all the time.
Right.
I mean, it was impressive. Those days were good days, man.
Right.
But yeah, but it's not focusing on all the bowlers, but there's a good batsman come by school too.
Yeah.
Right.
Some good guys. Yeah,
Very good.
About Trevor Wallace, Richie, and all the
Yeah,
guys. LD, and all the
Trevor
guys.
was an
Like
excellent
Chester
batsman.
Simon. There's some good batsmen too.
You know, the batting lineup was long.
Right.
Yep.
But something that always amazed me, and I hope Ellie will get upset for this.
Right.
Ellie is about number 3 for combined schools.
Right.
But I never could understand when he went to play for West Indies that he didn't apply himself as a batsman really and really.
Yeah.
Stick to
Elvin-
batting.
Class batsman.
Elvin was a class to me,
Right.
but he just concentrated on the bowling, and he should have made a lot more runs as a batsman for West Indies.
Yes.
I just figured.
Probably he figured that he was a better bowler than batsman.
Yeah, but you still have the talent. You gotta
Right.
use it.
Right.
If you have the talent to do it, you use it.
Right.
You know, if you're multi-talented, you apply both ways, pressure both ways for your team.
Right.
In fact, if you do that, the team can be stronger because you can actually get an extra bowler. 'Cause if he's batting, or extra batter,
Right.
because you know,
Right.
because you have a man there who could do both, strong.
Right.
So you could take a batsman out
Right.
because you have substitute.
Right.
That's how you build team. You build
Right.
strong teams.
So for you though, what it was like pressure like captain these guys, these talented bunch of guys.
I learned from God,
Right.
and I used principles of the game.
Right.
I studied people's character.
Okay. Let's see.
You know?
I think some passes back in. Holly. You gone again? Yes, I use principle as
Yeah.
character.
What
Uh-huh.
you just use the people, what they like to do, what they don't
Right.
like to do. You play to their stuff and you get them to perform for you.
Right.
Like everybody said Winston Benjamin was this. I played with Winston Benjamin, and I get him to do what I want him to do, but
Right, right.
make him think that he's doing what he wants to do.
Right.
So I give him what he wants to do, but he's in my plan.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I used to play with George them, I tell him the plan before we go. And
Right.
that's why I miss Guy, right? Because when I was a captain, Guy had just left to go to Canada for his life and so on.
Right.
So we didn't have him as the person to go to.
Right.
So I had to make most of the decisions. I used to have Ferris and Merrick in my room,
Right.
and we would talk about the game.
Right.
Right? They
Yep.
would talk to each other and we decide this is how we're going to play the game.
Right.
And
I'm sorry.
you would use the guy to his strength,
Right.
and you tell him what you want him to do, and you set the field. And if he bowls a bad ball, get hit for 4, most bowlers come and tell you, Cap, put a man there.
Yeah. Right.
The plan is we're going to get this man out this way.
Right.
The field is going to be like this.
Right.
You bowl in like this, you know.
Right.
And that's how you work with the guys. You work with them. You get them to do what you want
Right.
and make them think that they are doing
Right,
what they
right.
want to do.
Right.
You know.
Right. Kind of earlier we talked about when a game, I think when it was in China, is it?
Oh.
Or in uphill that game. Tell
Charles, you kinda
tell
tested this,
the
huh?
audience about that game there.
We were playing in South Trinidad at Frederick Park.
Right.
The field is a little slope downhill. So I tell Charles, you're going to go down the hill. So I told Merrick, Anthony, you have to go up the hill now. He told me, Cap, and no circumstance I'm going up the hill.
Right.
So I said, but Anthony, you got to do this because it's the best thing for the team.
Right.
He said, no, Cap, let the Sinkers man bowl up the hill.
Right.
So I said, it's not about that now. It's about our team and you're going to bowl up the hill.
Exactly.
Now, Charles, he bowled on the hill. He was fast. He's going to be faster.
Right.
He was quick.
Right.
But he eventually bowled up the hill because I forced him to.
Right.
A little drama went
Yeah,
on.
right.
He did bowl. He got 5 for 35.
Right.
Okay? The night he come to the room, Charles used he says, Cap, boy, you know where the boy. Thank you.
Right.
5 for 35
Right.
because coming up the hill, he has a quick arm action.
Right.
But he was going to be slower because you're up the hill. So he
Right.
can be deceptive.
Right.
He got 5.
Yeah.
Right.
Easy.
Right.
You know? But that's how we work the game.
Right.
You use the situation, the circumstances. That's when I watch West Indies now, I get annoyed because I don't understand. I see no game plan.
Right. The thought
I
process.
don't see the captain moving the field
Right.
for the bowler, what the ball is doing, what is
Right.
happening with the ball. You know, when we play the guy, if the ball was swinging, the field would shift
Right.
for the swing,
Right.
to adjust for the swing.
Right.
West Indies is playing, nothing is happening.
Right.
I don't see them working with state of the
not
game.
But why is
they're
this?
not
They
like
understand the game.
They
Because
don't
to listen to
understand
your
the
talk, they understand the game.
No.
'Cause as you just alluded to with your leadership, you understand what was taking place. That's why you
Yes.
could be able to tell George George, you tell, hey, George, you both on this end, Maggie, you both on that end, there, 'cause you understand exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah.
and you know what you're looking for.
I remember when I used to watch, what's his name from Ghana? The Fab Four for West Indies fast bowlers, the tall, Kraft.
Right,
Kraft used to use a crease, put his front leg outside the crease to get swing.
right,
When he does that, they had to move the field around because when he hit the pitch and he swing, when he hit the edge, the ball will go further around.
Right.
You have to have the man wider.
right,
And I don't see West Indies team doing these things. So I don't see them working in a batsman. This batsman have a weakness or strength.
Right.
Most batsmen out to their strength.
right, right,
Right?
right,
Out at their strength. They love to drive, you trick them.
right,
Let them think they have a drive, but they don't have a drive.
right,
You know, you shorten the ball, you pull it back, you swing it. But a man hit it for 4, he comes out and drive. You're
Right.
supposed to be happy because
Right.
your next ball, he's going to think it's drive, but it's not drive
Right.
anymore. Or it's a Yorker,
Right.
as Charles would do.
Right.
You know, and that's what you do. That's how you work the game.
right.
You have to have the plan. You have to have a plan,
Yeah.
man,
Right.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
strategize and so on. The older
execute
guys,
plan.
were pretty good at that.
Good.
Right.
I learned
Because
from them.
why I said that is I didn't mean to cut across you. Is that when I played with Villa, I was the captain.
Right,
And I was a captain with older guys
Right.
and younger guys.
Right.
And here's some of the older guys: Gene Gould,
Oh yeah.
Pat Martin,
Jeff Abbott and stuff like
Hugo,
that.
That's my cousin.
Jeff Abbott. You hear them kind of guys.
right,
them
right,
guys
right.
played with that kind of thing, and then they had the younger guys. So we used to strategize. I used to talk to them, and they used to give you a lot of ideas. Just like how he mentioned about uphill and downhill,
Right.
music crease. Those kind. It's very important.
Right.
Very, very, very important.
What I like about Guy is if he saw that things were going, not as planned,
Right.
he's gonna send a message out to tell us.
Right.
He used to, keep us on track,
Right.
And if we take a break or something, they rock and prance. Oh, what that? Smoke the man out, smoke
Yeah, right.
Yes,
You make them smoke, don't
Right.
Yes. Guy
Okay.
quad, man. Guy quad.
Well, Elvis, I heard it talking about strategy with cricket and so these days. When I'm watching the game, I know observe that, like the man, like there's got your motion, like nobody know what.
That's what you were saying. That's what you said. The guy. That's what
Yeah,
you were
yeah,
saying.
No, the
It
game
don't
is
look-
about tricks. If Charles, you remember when we were playing in the Oval in Trinidad, I remember I was bowling to I think the captain, and he came into bat and I bowled the first 2 balls. I was straight outside the half stop, and I went over and I told Charles, if he pad up again,
Right,
we're not going to leg stop now.
right.
So I went over and I put on some spin and he pad up. And knocked his leg stop. And I was so exuberant.
Right.
I celebrated and I fell on the ground and
Right.
I got in trouble.
Right,
Because they
right.
said I shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
But I was
Excessive
excited
celebration.
because I got him out, but because we planned this thing.
Right,
We
right, right.
And it
planned the
worked.
strategy.
Yep, when you see come
And
through,
he
it'll
worked
make you
perfection.
feel
Right, right,
really
right.
good.
He was
I'm excited.
a batsman who was well coached.
Right.
So he saw that I was outside the half time straight.
Right.
So he pad up twice. He's waiting to see what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But I told Charles, if he pad up this time, he's dead now.
Yeah.
And knock out his leg stump. Right? And I was happy because I did it.
Right.
Not because I got him out.
Right.
But I said, he was the captain, I am the captain.
Right.
I shouldn't have celebrated.
Right. That's crazy.
So
Tell us about the game that pick us to with bouncing.
guys.
With Stunch.
You see, understanding the game is a big thing.
Right.
I was playing for Leah.
Right.
I had stopped playing cricket a long time, played football,
Right.
and I was kind of old in the game now. I went and played. I never knew bouncing before.
Right.
So, Stunge Stattle Joseph
Right.
was our medium pacer, and I was captain of the Leah team at the time, playing against Pickets. So he came into bat, so everybody was excited. So I said, Stunge, who is this guy? He said, you take a big bat? And I said, okay. When he goes in the crease,
Right.
guy teaches these things.
Right.
I saw his stance, his grip on the bat. So I said, Stunge, he take a big bat? He said, yeah. I said, well, Stunge might have talent, but he only bat funny.
Right.
So I said, Stunge, go to the outside the half stump, swinging, just nice.
Right.
I went to third slip. 2 balls later, I had him.
Right.
He edged the ball there. Because his grip on the bat,
Right.
and Guy teaches all these things.
Right.
Watch for players, watch their weakness.
Right.
His grip was kind of locked. This hand, the top hand,
Right.
which is the
So
best
yeah,
hand,
yeah,
that's supposed to be
right.
behind in front of the bat. It was a little round. So when he drive, he couldn't
Right,
go all
right,
the way out.
right,
you
right.
understand?
His wrist
Right.
and
And
power.
But that's how you play the game. If
Right.
you play the game and you're playing a game, a guy comes in. As players, you should analyze him and
Nice.
say, "This is him. This is how we're gonna get him out."
Elvis, I'm interrupt you rudely. when they go coaching school these days and they teach you all these things. You have what knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
If the senior players who've been in the game and know these things, but when you go to classroom, so setting a teacher pass exam.
Right.
So and I think guys don't know these things these days.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier on when we were talking. I said a lot of these coaches have level 3 and level 4, but the cricket these days just way worse than back then.
Yeah.
Back then it's much more better.
I mean, generally the sports in general, football, cricket, pool,
Right.
it's a round ball. That round ball dictates the terms of the game.
Right,
The way how the ball behaves determines how you play the game or what you
right,
do.
right,
Angles on the ball and these kind of things.
right.
You know, they do the same thing. Kick a football the right way, it will do
Right.
whatever you want it to do.
Right.
You hit a cricket ball, once your head is over, your knees over, your head is straight, still, you won't miss that ball.
Right, right, right.
You'll hit it.
Right.
Body and Zoom, you know.
That's Mark.
Bowes.
Mark Bowers.
Marcus Garvey.
How you doing? Fast bowler.
Hey, look, Mark.
That was always King Frankai's introduction of Rock and Prance, as we call him then, you know. But it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
And you know, I haven't seen Elvis in a little bit. Well, I saw Elvis the other day. That's true.
Good to see you,
I'm bouncing.
Hey.
Good to see you too, Mark.
But
Morning,
Marcus,
man.
I want to say something quickly because we're talking out there, and you say you listen to the show for the longest while, and you Elvis in the hotel, I can lie for you. So defend yourself now.
In terms of
You say Elvis in the hotel, I can lie for you.
oh no. I was listening. You know, when you called me just now, I said, yeah, I was listening to Elvis for the last few minutes, and Elvis was always
You can't jump
one
in
of
now,
those.
talk real like you can't jump in now.
Elvis was always one of those one of those inspirational leaders, you know.
One second, Mark. 1 second. Somebody, I think maybe that's the host there. Who?
Maybe Elvis. Who have it, Elvis?
Hello, good morning.
Who we have?
Hey. You're not getting Drew. Okay. Get ahead, Mark.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I saw Teddy earlier on the Zoom link as well, so I don't know if you guys spoke to him or missed him. But in any event, Elvis was always one of those guys, and the occasions that he has managed to, he was always a thinker. I tell you, I don't know if he said this, but there was some thing about whether Elvis would lead that young West Indies team that we went to England with in '82. I think it was, there was some story about Roger Harper being unavailable, and he was the outstanding captain in the Leeward Islands in the West Indies tournament that year, right? And he was going to be the captain in the event that Roger Harper was absent, you know. So maybe they did Elvis a favor because he went on to do all sorts of other great things. You know?
No, it was unfortunate, Mark. The situation actually was that the rules before we started that no one who didn't play in the tournament would be part of the team that
Exactly.
and he didn't bowl a ball. He didn't bowl a ball in the tournament.
Harper.
Yeah, but the guy isn't getting.
Well, yeah, because Harper was playing in Ireland at the time, playing league cricket in Ireland, right? Overseas doing, I didn't know that rule, right? But having said that, you know, Elvis clearly was the best captain in the competition, right? And you know, maybe in any event he deserved to go, you know, because when I look at, there were a couple other players in that team. I remember a young medium pacer, a little Indian guy from Guyana. Georgie will remember him. Prasad, was it George? I think. Yeah. I mean, you know, that might talk about, you know, he was the left armer in the left arm swing bowl and whatnot. But Elvis certainly would have brought a lot of them. But he probably would have shown up Roger Harper and, they would not have wanted that.
That's just life. That's
Right.
just life, Mark. Those things have been happening in the cricket as a whole, West Indies,
Oh,
Leeward
yeah.
Islands, and all
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Hey, the biggest example for us is Ross Nato.
Right.
Our biggest example is Ross Nato. So
Making runs all the time and couldn't get in.
But tell me what it was
Yeah.
out of fear. Because now they have Mark in the line on the Zoom. That was I know 283.
yeah.
First year from North America. And I remember the St. John's man. He's here right now, Michael Camacho.
Yeah.
He said to me when we come back from Antigua, take out to the training and keep him working in him. And that's how factory started out of season cricket.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We started training factory when we came up from New York. And the next year I had to work out of it.
Yep. True.
Yeah. Well,
That's true.
I'm glad you
That's
mentioned
true.
Michael Camacho.
He made what? He made 100 pretty much every time he batted, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned Michael Camacho because he's one of the greatest
Woo!
minds I've ever known in terms of
I get excited when I hear Michael Camacho's name, right? Because again, that's another one of these Antiguans that were just outstanding, really outstanding,
knowledgeable. Oh my God.
Smash home.
Yeah, he knew a lot about the
Powerful
game.
man.
He's here presently. He's leaving this Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So Mark, I can't leave here without saying that you're the only man I know to make the fielding team apply for light.
Now I guess so far.
Man, hit the ball like thunder.
in Trinidad.
Trinidad.
Yeah, in the Oval.
Okay.
Put some licks in Jamaica.
Hear the man again,
Hitting
Mark.
the ball
Mark,
so
hear the man
hard
again.
Yeah.
in the afternoon, they were scared. They said they couldn't see where the ball was going when he come off his bat. You hear the ball hit the fence, but you didn't see it.
Mark, hear the
I
man
did.
bad play about it. He's a man.
No, that was good, man. What? Boy, I never see somebody stroke the ball so beautiful.
Timing.
Like
And light bad.
Huh?
And the light bad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something else. I'll give you another story. In that same game, George Ferris played, right? Again, at Queen's Park Oval. And Ferris running and knocked down a fire.
Hey, we don't talk about that already now. We don't cover that already, you know? Hey, that topic covered already.
Let's go, Mark.
That's covered,
Hey,
man.
hey, Mark is different
Hey.
version.
But that was
Mark
just
is
my
different version, man.
freestyle version.
Mark, what's your version?
Oh, you want my version?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. George, I've never seen anybody call for an ambulance like George Ferris.
Wait. We didn't hear that before. You can't have ambulance.
George knocked down the opening batsman, Harris. And he actually came on the tour with us too. Every time you see George, you look the other way, wonder who happened. Right? And George run to the pavilion. Call the ambulance. That kind of thing carrying on. Let me tell you something. I said, I'll give you another story, right? And this happened in England. We were playing against England, and England captain, a fella named Laurie Potter. Okay, I think that Ferris may even have played
Yeah, he
against
was my
him,
teammate
played with him.
for Leicester.
I think they may have played for Leicester together, right? I think so. But anyway, this guy, I feel in a forward short leg, and this Ferris run up with one of his looseners, and the boy hit Ferris, back past him like it was. I turned to Ferris and said, "Wait, you know nobody? You know nobody? And some people just bang you." Well, let me tell you, that's hard. I don't know what happened to George, but after that, he playing 4 out his throat, and he keep telling the guy, drive that now. And let me tell you, next ball after that, he nicked it to Phil Simmons at first slip. Let me tell you, it's a classic piece of fast bowling that we don't really see today. But George Ferris, for me, rock and prance. George Ferris for me.
I'd cry baby too, man.
One, well, you can call it what you like, but all you need to do is rile him up. Okay? All you need to do is rile him up. And I'm telling you, George Ferris was one of the brightest sparks that I have seen out of Antigua and yet to see. No kidding. Elvis can tell you about a spell of a short run in Nevis.
Yeah, that was.
Elvis can tell you
exceptional.
about that. He injured, and he can tell you about that shot. That's probably the thing that kept Georgie back. He had these niggles that I think maybe prevented him, right, from fulfilling. But George was good as anybody. If anybody, somebody should have taken George. And really, when I see how they treat somebody like Archer in the England team today, with all his struggles and
One second, Mark.
whatnot,
One
George
second,
Ferris
Mark.
was better than man 100 times.
1 second, Mark. Hello.
Yeah, man.
Hello.
Hi. Good morning. Oh, Teddy. How's Ted? He drop out? Something wrong with Teddy. Teddy keep dropping out. Go ahead, Mark, with Nevis, that Nevis spell.
Yeah, well, I tell you, Elvis is in a better position to speak about that than I.
I was there that afternoon
Right.
in Nevis. It was Antigua against Nevis.
Right,
And Vance Emery, Keith Arteta, and all those guys were playing. And I'm telling you, I was at short leg,
right,
feeling, I was scared.
right,
Because he was swinging the ball so big with a bad leg, right?
Right.
That the ball came down the leg side and was going outside the off stump.
wow,
And I had to be watching because I want to get too close.
Right, right.
And even Vance was telling me, "You ain't afraid?" You ain't afraid? I said, "Me?
Yeah.
You should be afraid." You know, and I mean, he had a bad leg; he could hardly run in.
Right, right.
And we keep telling, I walk back with him, George, I bought one more.
One more.
right, right, yeah.
Seven-
You tell me one more.
Everything keep going on.
Yeah, well, here it is, you know. Sink, it's already came over on both now, so they're going to win the tournament because it was between
Yes.
them and us. And if we had drawn the match, Sink, we would have won the tournament. But because we won that game, we won the tournament.
Right.
Yeah. So they cost
Yeah,
us.
I just keep telling him, one more, George, one more.
Yeah, yeah. True.
And he
true.
walked back to his mark and he run in and, you know. But one of his hallmarks were, right, and he
Right.
couldn't do it that day.
Right.
When he used to deliver, when he finished his delivery stride, he ended before the batsman,
Mm-hmm.
he'd be looking in your face. Man, that was intimidating.
Well, that was a Guy Yearwood thing. That was a Guy Yearwood thing, where Guy
I
always
used to
talk
tell me,
about
run through-
follow through.
man.
Okay,
Follow
still
through.
follow through.
Follow
I
through.
tell me, I used to
Yeah.
go and stop. But
Right,
guys,
right.
Rack and Prance, you got to follow through.
Right, right.
You know?
But what they don't understand.
But he's the one who gave me the name Rack and Prance.
Okay, okay, okay.
Oh, we don't understand what whole scenario. But Elvis and say, Mark, and say, you're up in the batsman face, and you want to cry.
When me after I say he was 17 dead back then.
That's what I tell you.
I was only 17.
Fast bowlers want to bowl short, hit people, but when they do, they don't actually want to hurt the person. They want to get them out. But when you hurt them, I mean, you're human. You feel for them.
Hey, that's what we captain.
Let me tell you, he was the most terrified person in all of Trinidad that day, right? And let me tell you, the guy come back out and bat, and George bowling a bunch of lolly.
Where you bowling?
He
Lollies.
was afraid. He was afraid.
No joke, George bowling. I said, but we tell George, no man, this thing can't work, man. This thing can't work. But
Well,
and
you
he
know,
was
Mark
one of
was a
their
big
better
instigator,
players.
though. He always wanted me to Mark always wanted me to bowl fast. You know?
Yes,
So
yes,
you stick around
bowl
and Mark
fast.
tell him, hey, where we do? Oh, I want, man.
So what is like bowling in English condition for
In
you?
English condition, you got to adjust a lot different than what you do here.
Right.
You got to learn to carry the ball up, take a few drives. You're going to have drives.
Right.
Because the ball tend to swing. Even though you're bowling
Naturally.
quick,
Right.
the ball swing. And that's where you get batsmen out.
Right.
Because if you bowl too short, a lot of the pitches them are soft. The batsmen them have a lot of time to adjust.
Right. True.
And pull you, cut you, and so on.
Right.
So you have to use a bounce as a surprise. So you keep them coming, keep them coming. When they come on the front foot now, you
You
hit
got no
them.
one. Right.
Yeah.
You don't have enough time to adjust.
It's ever nodding. It's ever nodding.
Right.
Yeah, it naturally because I got an opportunity to bowl in England. When I went with the youth team, and I was just bowling, and I'm not a regular bowler, and the ball was just swinging naturally in England. Yeah, so that, I confirm.
But I think in England too, it serves well for batsmen too. Get batsmen have to wait late to play late.
Yes.
You have to watch the ball.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
all the way.
You have to watch.
They are
the
coming
ball.
themselves too early.
You have to watch that ball, man.
I think with English condition. I think when they play in English condition, batsmen learn to bat. Especially West India. You learn a lot.
Yeah.
But that same too, Mark talk about in England with you guys, how you failed on that too.
I didn't. That's what I did.
Oh, you didn't go?
No.
They
he
put
I
should
up
have
thought you went, but just that half a captain said, but you went.
he should have gone.
Oh, I didn't realize you didn't go.
But what happened? They were grooming her for
Right.
West Indies captaincy.
West
Right.
Indies.
And that's why they want him to go on that tour.
But-
Hopefully he can
but-
go further.
As you mentioned grooming, I
Right.
thought that was the wrong decision. The person they should have been grooming for West Indies captain during that time was Sherman Prague.
Right.
At Trinidad left
Yep.
leggy.
That's our buddy. Him
That's
and
the-
Mark were very tight.
That's the.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm excited now thinking
Right.
about it. When I saw him bowl, that guy was fantastic.
Yep.
He was fast. He went both ways.
Right.
He had a top spin, the Chinaman googly. Oh my gosh.
And the nicest guy in the
Nicest
world.
guy you'll ever find. The
But
nicest
he
guy.
unfortunately died in a car accident
okay,
a couple of
okay.
years after,
Right.
after
Okay.
this stuff. But he should have been a captain if I
Yeah.
was in there with
Right.
the tour to England. Because he knew the game too. He understand the game.
Right.
Know the
But
game.
Mark
very
came
well.
on good on the tour too.
Yeah,
'Cause
Mark-
you heard Paul Jarvis,
Right.
the guy from England. Mark put some licks on him.
Right.
Mark, when I said, Mark had a way of hitting you on off the back foot.
And
Right.
On the up, and he knock you far out the ground.
Right.
Yeah, the guy Jarvis come, Mark, bam! He pitched it up, Mark hit him, bam, over cover. Bam.
Right.
So he come back, hit it on the length. Mark go on the back foot, hit him, bam, over the side screen. It's over. Mark destroyed him there, man. At home, it was at
Right.
home. Yeah.
Okay.
that shot you just talked about,
Yeah.
off the back foot, that was Antiguan shot.
Right. Kind of about Henry Richardson, which is right.
Richie Richardson and so on played it. When Narnis were too fast for us.
Right.
You couldn't get on the front foot to drive
Oh.
them. So a half volley, you would get on the back foot and a little lean in and punch it.
Right.
Richie Richardson started
Yeah.
that shot, yeah. As an Antiguan shot.
Okay.
The Englishman, so Englishman drive come on the front foot.
Right.
Drive. We used to drive you leaning on the back foot
Right.
out of the crease
Right.
and drive you on a half volley.
Okay, so
Everything against the textbook. Everything
Yes,
against the
everything
textbook.
against
The
the
textbook
textbook.
don't tell you to do that.
Got 9 hours quick now.
Right.
Wait, see, I'm going to just in England, the ball was sing more.
Yeah, you
And
couldn't
the
do
ball,
that. It's too
you get
late.
in front foot early in England.
Yeah.
Right.
But down here, the ball bounce him and shot.
Yes.
Back foot, yeah.
I would say most back
Right.
foot, I'll be more back foot minded.
But however, if you're bowling at the oval,
Right.
then you get pace. You can afford to bang the
Oh,
ball
yes.
in. The ball
Okay.
go through
Oh,
very
yeah.
quickly, you know.
Right.
So I used to love the oval.
Oval.
'Cause I remember we played at the oval, and Leicestershire guys always afraid of Sylvester Clark.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, Teddy. You can hear us now?
Oh, is it Teddy?
Teddy.
Teddy, how's that?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. You can hear us? No. Like Teddy struggled this morning, boy, to get in, boy.
See if I get him on his phone.
Teddy. Something wrong with Teddy.
So, Mark, what was it like for you in England condition batting?
Well, I mean, you know, it depends also on the time of year.
Right.
Because early in the season, that ball is dancing all over the place. You know, and so you have to take that into consideration. I found when it came later on to August, you know, when conditions were pretty much like what we have at home, right? Then it would be more cutting. In terms of the ball, the bowlers would look for more the ball cutting as opposed to swinging.
Right.
You know, and you make the adjustments. The wickets are a little firmer then, and so you probably play a little freer. You know, but you have to make that adjustment. You really must make that adjustment. And if you have the opportunity to really play a full season. I mean, later on, after I had left Antigua, I played a bit of league cricket in England as well, you know, and I really enjoyed thing. But I had a groundsman that would make the wicket the strip just for me.
You pay this guy or something?
Let me tell you something. Can't I tell you? Listen, you can just before the bowler just go in front foot. Nothing coming above your knee. And that used to remind me of coach, you know, guy would, I mean, you just roll the wicket. He said, don't worry about nothing, man, you're all right. And then there's some afternoons where coach will say, smoke them out. Smoke them out. And you know, I mean, the other thing too, right, is that England is the first place I go and find side screens. Right? When we playing at St. John's, and they're bowling from the southern end. The cars coming.
Bus station like where all bus them be.
Country Boy Night.
Yeah, I mean, all those conditions, you know. So when I think of how West Indians, you know,
So Mark, that means we're very good. Because
exactly,
oh,
exactly.
gosh.
Exactly. You know, anything coming off of them car screens, you know, I mean, that alone can take you out. You know, that alone can take you out. You know, when you start, for example, you go to practice and coach, guy would say, you haven't suit a black. You know what I mean? First time I heard that, right? First time I heard that, I said, what is man talking about? Only he said, I'll bumper today. Just smoke them out. You know what I mean? Yeah, we had a lot of that, and it taught us some real lessons, you know, some real lessons, you know, that you can apply to anything really, you know, but definitely.
Mark,
that was quite an
I
experience.
think the West Indies cricket, all our cricket is missing knowledge of the game, understanding the game.
True.
We're not learning from people who went before us. You know, we need to learn the facts, the basic facts of the game, that you just don't do certain things.
Right.
I remember playing we had a cricket clinic in Recreation Ground. Lance Gibbs was bowling to me. And I tried to hit him to extra cover. He laughed, he's a youngster. Never tried to hit a hospital to extra cover.
Right.
He going to pull it to mid wicket. And because the ball is spinning in, you have to really get around to drive him there. Hit him to mid on. He's going with the spin. And I never forgot that.
Right.
Because you'll get out, you know, and we need to learn the facts of the ball and the game and use it to our advantage.
When maybe not only learn the game, you have proper people that understand the cricket to teach the youngsters what to do. As I said, Lance Gibb told you exactly why you're going
if
wrong.
you try to hit me today, I'm going to get you caught up on.
Right.
I'm going to spin when you hit. If you're not to the pitch,
If you're not to the pitch, that's the key.
if you're not to the pitch, you're going to go mid on.
You're not to the pitch.
You need to get to the
That's the
pitch.
key.
Right.
But we West Indians, you know, we love to hit on the up.
Yeah.
We love not to get to the pitch. We love to bend our knees, get our head over, and still punch the ball away.
Right.
We have special talent, but a good player, bowler, knows he can just put a little extra.
Exactly.
But see,
Right.
pick up Elvis. See, you learn this when you're young.
Right.
If you want to have a man Anderson's batting, put him against spin bowler.
Yes, yeah.
If you want to know if Anderson's batting, can you remember when people come to grammar school?
Yes.
I used to explain that to him against Cannon. He want to drive.
Right.
But you're not to the pitch, ball gone, and people say,
Yeah.
you ever get right to the pitch.
Right.
Then you can't drive. If you're not to the pitch, like half spins, like same thing.
Yes.
But I want it before Mark go and have this run away from us. I want to remind you about 283 to North America when they arranged a match for us. Say we beat them up so much, they bring all the guys from Shell Shield that live in America played to beat us. Beat us up, so Elvis remember the Van Cortlandt Park.
Yes.
And that match, you and Richie put down over 200 for the first wicket. you remember that?
Mark?
I don't I don't remember. I mean, I didn't get in the batting.
You opening innings, Richie opening innings.
Oh, I went back early. That's not unusual, because I'll tell you what. I'll tell you something. I remember playing for combined schools and Timmy Payne, me and Richie opened. Eldine batted at 3. And Tim Payne come down and bowl. And I leave alone one outside half stump and get my leg stump lick out. Right? and coach, and I'm sorry, Eldine and Richie put on 200 or something. This is against Smasho and them boys, right? And I think we lost the game, you know. It was a close game. But I think we lost the game, but it was a tight one. But the point I'm making, right, is apart from me going early as usual, right? Apart from that.
I'm not gonna say as usual.
Apart from me going early, right? The thing is, right, is that you can imagine how competitive
The team was.
that combined school team was, right? That we cannon bowl, and you know when cannon bowling, right? Cannon bowling, when Cannon spin at the top of his mark quickly to come back to you, he can't wait to get at you. He can't wait. Bowling well. He bowling well, right? And you, Coach Taddy, would know that better than most, right? But absolutely, right? We had a wonderful, George played, Merrick played, And Elvis was in that team. Elvis, you played that game against St. John's. Coach was still up in the little blue house up there scoring. You know, lots. I mean, it was fantastic, and plenty people were watching cricket too. Plenty people. That's why plenty people rile against that thing they put there on the park, right? Because plenty people used to watch cricket right there, right there, and that was when cricket was very much in the ascendancy. You know. So those little things matter. Those little things. That is where you used to hear voices, right? Of people saying, that boy, he can't play short pitch bowling.
Everybody,
you know
everybody used to come there.
And you wonder, it's the same voices, you know, same voices you hear.
The critic,
you hear the same voices. That made you or break you. Absolutely.
That is your whole thing, cricket. The spectators, they come and they have their views.
Right. Yeah, man.
If you're not strong enough, hey, man.
You left the game. You were saying something.
I mean, he just mentioned a name there, Ian Stevens, Cannon. Right. I mean, he was an inspiration for me. But when I got picked in combined school, because he was bowling to me, Pat White was the umpire. Right. And as Taddy said, playing spin, you see a player. Right. And Pat White next day tell Guy, this boy helped me combined school team. Right. Because Pat White used to run, rest his soul. Right. Pat White used to run the cricket. Right. And he was umpire, and he said, call Guy and said, Guy, my boy, he knew anything, I can't come out.
Okay. That's where test pass went against spin bowlers.
Right.
Against spin bowlers. Even we keep spinners against spin bowler.
Yeah.
Okay, I forget.
Keeping is important against spin bowler.
What about this guy? This guy's play yards with Angela Knight.
We played with
a different era.
It was a different era.
A different era.
He came.
I just see Lagan here. I just see Lagan. So
unfortunately,
good keeper.
Good keeper. That cricketer.
They played a couple of school to be, you know.
When the boy say he a good keeper, not a good cricketer.
But he's a very good goalkeeper.
Very good goalkeeper, stylish. Man, he was good in goalkeeping.
Yeah, I think
Speaking of umpire, let me tell y'all some of the characters that I used to really enjoy. See that? The late great Dodge Joseph.
That's Joseph.
I like that as well.
Our post, he had it with
Percy
one shot at.
Nookie.
Yeah. But what I loved about Dads is Dads would be umpiring a game and he listening to Leave It and cricket with the transistor video.
Hey, but if you don't 100 there.
Right? And don't appeal too often. If you appeal too often, you ain't getting no decision. None. Right? He was that kind of guy. But I mean, not that he didn't know his stuff, but when you appeal for nonsense, right? The one that really in front, he not giving you.
But that's not a good umpire. Bad umpire was his job really.
He not giving you. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. We had some characters. We definitely had some characters, you know. But listen, I don't know what's happening with the cricket. I know that I probably have more money than ever now. So I don't know why our cricket is where it is, right? I'd love to see more stuff with our youngsters in particular. Right, I'd really like to see more stuff with our youngsters. I don't know, maybe the young people are not as hungry as we were.
I don't think they put enough into their
personal
game at all.
They're not
practice, right? I see some guys practicing just running off a few steps. You can't bowl fast, and you can't be bowling in 2 steps in practice and then hope to turn on a magic on your long run in a match. It doesn't work.
Wait. Say they're not practice what they preach.
Right. So when they come, they struggle with rhythm. Struggle with no balls and all them things. That's the guys still bowling no ball and simple problem. A lot of them guys they're not even hitting the marker with the starting foot, and they see the problem, and they just keep repeating themselves. I'm just wondering, what are the coaches doing? Because you should be able to spot that error right.
Judge, what the practice are about?
Yeah.
Practice to get you no ball, everything.
But you say something like a judge where Elvis, for the whole day else I've been talking, this guy here is umpiring when he talk about how he analyzes the game and stuff like that. So that's what I told him he didn't come on anti cricket because
we need more people who understand the game to be ahead of the game, top of the game, you know. Because a lot of the guys go there, they play the game. I can give you a secret about coach. Guy Yarwood. I don't know if any one of you remember. I think George Caldwell got the most wickets in first class.
Yeah.
And one day we were practicing, and George was bowling as a makeshift bowler.
Right.
And Guy said, Kaju, do that again. And he was swinging the ball late in the air. And we used that for the whole season, and he got the most wickets.
Right.
Just be at mid-off,
Kaju always
remind Kaju, don't collapse your front leg,
Right.
keep your hand up straight, and just bowl. He got the most wickets. Guy knew the game, he understand what was happening. The ball was swinging late, and Tegan's we play,
Right.
you know, a little early.
Early.
He got wickets. But you have to understand the game to see this. Guy saw that, and a whole season, this guy
Right.
got the most wickets. Not a top line ball in Antigua,
Right.
No.
you know.
Everyone wants to leave now, so we'll give it a parting shot.
Oh, okay. Get bouncing.
I wonder what's the parting shot.
Well, in terms of combined school.
Combined school. One thing came to mind.
Right.
That one year we PM school, it was Princess Margaret School, playing the game. I think it was either academy or grammar school.
Right.
And the same part, right? Since you was talking about umpire.
Right.
And myself and Gaps.
Right.
Everybody remember
Yeah, I know
Gaps?
Gaps,
Yeah,
yeah.
Henry.
They came down and they started. I remember I mentioned earlier, I don't like when people come and to threaten me. And
Yeah.
And I think we batted for about 2 days.
Right.
I think I made 140 something once and got me 80 something.
Right.
And Pat White changed the
rule.
the rules for the amount of overs bowled. That was one thing that came to mind.
Right.
Before you
I don't
leave,
know. Yeah.
I put in the party word for you because I remember playing against with you, and let me tell you something. I am not disappointed, but I'm surprised that you didn't make it a lot further. You know, and I understand how it is around here.
Right.
That the whole scheme of West Indies and Leeward Islands and all that stuff, it's difficult for an Antiguan to get up.
Right.
And I understand because in those days, if Ralston Otto didn't make it, then who am I?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but you're a class.
Thank you, man.
Bones
And,
in
and
our-
in
But
those
let me
days-
tell- let me
in
tell you,
those
let me
days,
just add.
When you got selected,
Let me
for
just-
Antigua, you got a letter.
Let-
Okay,
You got a
get
letter
that.
in the mail.
Okay.
You got a letter in the mail.
Oh, yeah.
Those things don't happen anymore.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
very
the letter.
important.
Yeah.
You got a letter.
That's
Yeah.
that's a lot
That's something
too.
you can
That's
show
a lot.
your
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a
Have
lot.
on
Yeah,
it,
letter.
yeah.
Yeah, stamp.
Yes.
Look, the Antigua's seal.
Okay.
But I
Nowadays, you hear name on the radio.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Mark wants to say something to you.
Hey, Mark, what is
Yeah,
it?
what I wanted to say is that I certainly feel that back in those days, Cricket Association, Leeward Islands cricket was like the pinnacle for us.
Right.
And so it was like the test cricket. So when youngsters came along they were hesitant to pick a bunch of youngsters, right? In terms of investing in the future of cricket, right? So guys have been around for a long time, and I'm calling no names, but guys that were around for a long time still maintain their positions on those teams, right? When they all know that they have no further to go, but they just wanted to win Leeward Islands tournament.
We still would have won with the young players. I think.
Absolutely.
We were that good.
We were so far ahead.
They didn't want to
We
lose,
were
so they
so
they
far
didn't
ahead.
play.
Right.
But it's not that I want to run, but I have to go and work.
Well, nice having you. Nice
You know, it was a pleasure.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, with all you guys. You know.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Take care, man.
The guy Angeline say he used to open a combined school with Zoral.
Yeah.
That's what he
When
said.
Zoro was all 12, man. Zoro couldn't be outside, man.
Those days, so
You
they
say-
make a team with Elvis and those guys.
Yeah, you say, but he say he was on your show strip.
Yeah, that's what you
Yeah,
were
that's what
saying.
he just WhatsApp message and say, well,
Zorro made 100 in thing too when we were in
Greenwich, Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yeah.
Greenwich.
Right.
Greenwich.
Yeah,
They
Zorro
first
was a
century.
class player at the time too.
Right,
you know,
right.
But
Oh, Zoro was a very
as
fine
usual, you have to wait your turn. you know,
right. Yeah.
to
I
overthrow.
used to call him Swikan.
Right.
He used to play shots like
I remember he made
man.
100, youngster. He was
Right.
about what, 17 then?
70 when he came.
Made
Yeah.
100, yeah.
Right.
Gentlemen, I have to love y'all and leave y'all.
Okay,
Hey,
Mark.
Mark, nice
You know,
seeing
I
you,
will.
man.
Yes, and hopefully I'll see you guys in not too long from now. But George, real good to see you.
Good to see you, my
Take
boy.
care of yourself. All right.
Hey,
catch up later.
and stop crying now too.
He still had the one bad leg yesterday.
Hey,
afternoon.
the bad
He'll
leg
have the
still
one
in.
back leg.
They say the tire want to replace.
There you go. There you go. Don't worry. I replaced a whole hip already, so don't worry.
You understand? Like, old age coming on us.
All right, man. Take care. All the best,
All
guys.
right, man.
Take care.
Okay, man. Cheers. Bye-bye.
It's a pleasure having you, Mark.
So it was, your knee was, I thought it was a hamstring injury. What you always struggling with over the years with the injury.
His ankle and knee.
Oh,
Knee was
okay.
a big thing because 19 when I had my surgery
Right.
in England. You know, and when you have a knee surgery, you'll never be the same again.
Right, that's true.
You know, even though I was around,
Right.
I was pacing myself.
Right.
You know, you can't be running and stamping.
Right.
You're gonna mix your pace, you know, and hopefully you get batsmen deceived because you're bowling say fast, medium, and then you bring the extra quick one.
Right.
Then they get trapped.
Why think cars they had knee problem? No good shoes. What? Wait.
No good shoes. What happened? I found out at the latter end of my career. What happened? I'm normally a bow-legged guy, right? Standing at 6'3", bow-legged, running in on them gun and more boots high like that. That's one of the causes. Because when I went to the Middlesbrough Football Club, you know, they took me to their trainer and physio. So they both were assessing me, and they said, "Whoa, what's going on here? Is that what you use to bowl?" He said, "You're not stable when you're bowling. I'm watching your foot, and your foot keep twisting because of the heel, and it was wearing down on the left side all the time." So he said, because of that, it could cause me to have a lot of problem with my ankle, hamstring, and knee. And they're really right. And they did some orthotics, made me go to a podiatrist, and they put my foot in a mold, and they gave me some inner soles to put in my boots. They told me throw those gun and more boots away, get some proper boots. So I invested in some boots, low boots. And I played in the league. I used to bowl 29 overs every weekend, non-stop, never had an injury again.
Wow.
And I said, wow, I felt stronger, I felt better, more confident. And I said, man, if I had known that, I would have lasted longer.
But I want to find out something for you. How you get to the Middlesbrough football? Like Elvis can't get into the football.
No, I wasn't playing in football.
Oh,
the club that I played for, the former Middlesbrough groundsman was a committee member of the club I played for.
Okay.
So he told me, look, George, I think I need you to speak to somebody who maybe will be able to help you. You know?
I can't Elvis, you know, football player. I didn't know you play football. You get Middlesbrough and all that kind of stuff.
You see, if I had known, I would invite him.
Well, you see, missing from, I don't know what is happening nowadays, but before time, all the guys I knew who were good at cricket were also good at football. Every Richardson, Richardson, myself,
Vivi Mervyn, all the guys.
Vivi Mervyn, all and it's kind of, I don't see it anymore, it's kind of lost, but it's just about the ball.
Let's say what I'm Elvis. Football season all year round now, so you have to choose a sport.
You have to choose, that's true.
You see the football going on now, cricket season. So guys have to, how you fit into the plan. And football easier, so guys prefer to go football.
Well, some of those old principal games groomed us, you know. First and second, one tip. First and second, if you make the most runs, you bat first again.
Right.
So you bat all day, you get to bat all day and you go back and bat first again. You know, long innings, you know what I mean?
What if out of one?
Yeah, and we're picking people nowadays on our major teams. They never made 100 for the small team. How can you make 100 for West Indies and you never make 100 for your league team?
Well, Elvis, see, I remember Ian mentioned earlier. I've been querying that for a long time. How you get pick guys who play 40 tournament and they play one day cricket 50? Because they're the habit of scoring big ones.
Yeah, well,
so
but it's been happening for a long time. So.
Yeah, you know, it's get them playing 40 cricket or 3-day cricket, a longer version. So guys learn to bat. I saw a game earlier in the Netherlands, the guy get out 90 something go, and Kofi scores century. You know, that's what I want to see. Get the young. There's a young guy connected to Richardson.
Yeah.
He used to be very, very well at one day. Then all of a sudden I hear about him. He's going century, about 4 centuries one season and 5. Then they don't have opportunity to play.
You see, sports is a funny thing now. People don't understand a lot of things about sports. Scoring goals is a habit.
Sure.
It is not an art or a technique. It's a habit. You get in the habit of scoring goals, you score goals. Scoring centuries, you need a little bit of skill, but it's also a habit. It's battling for long, staying in the wicket for long. It's when I was young, and if I knew these kind of things, because you start to bat, in your first part of the innings you struggle, but there comes a time when it becomes so easy. You need to bat to that point. If you go to bat and you tell yourself, I'm going to bat till I get to my sweet spot, then you stroke the ball around and you're in front of the curve. You're seeing the ball so big, as they would call it, you know. But the game is just about the knowledge. And we need to get people to impart it to the players so they could go out there and produce. You know?
But are the players listening? Are they listening?
Well, I was just going to ask a question if the thing players going enough or if they're listening.
No, Elvis, you see, I'm glad to go there too, you know, and because like George said, you don't play enough long version of cricket.
Yeah, you need
And
to
at the
play the
same
game.
time, the coaches don't get in the guy's head anymore.
No.
You have to get in the head. Look, you have to love them. If the coach don't love the players, nowadays be the coach just sees the job. Not say, look, I see, John, you're playing the talent, this playing, I can go make the extra effort to push him.
Yeah.
Hey, you harden him. Those are the ones you hardest on now. Those are the ones you see the talent that, like you want to waste time. You push. Somebody vex with you now. Okay, they came out of vex. When he was all coming out, he'll be happy now. Because it's not for you, it's for him. But nowadays, when you listen to the way they say, oh, the coach wins some game, right? And the coach not playing the game now. It's the players who want to see succeed. Everything that's the bottom line. They can say, this guy want to be a good captain. It's a captain practice at factory.
Yeah. You got to groom them. Let them understand the game.
You're then on the field, you're the umpire. When you see things there, you should do say, that kind of way. Because you're not going to be on the field with them, but you want to be aware of what's going on. Just like I say, like spin bowling, you have to teach them to get to the pitch.
Yes, you have to get to the pitch.
Like one match in Nevis one time, it was just Opal, lose 8 wickets early, say, OP, I don't want to drive with it. Okay, and the OP thinking the best hand drive in the world.
Yep.
I don't want to drive with it. No hand drive business today. So this is how I deal with guys. We batted for 3 hours, no hand drive. After 3 hours, you hand drive, you get caught and slip. See what I'm about.
It's funny you said that, Taddy, because we were playing in St. Kitts, against St. Kitts one time, and the coach, Dan Livingston,
Yep.
he told us,
Great man.
he told us, look, guys, if Virgin Newton get one wicket today, I'll get them both or swing
Same
home.
home.
He says Virgil Newton is going to bowl dot balls. Let him bowl dot balls all day, beat the rest of the guys. Boy, we had him going, and then when him kind of Nicholas when they give and drive Virgil and get out. He was in trouble. But he was in trouble. I was in trouble too because I had to feel because he put him in the pavilion and tell him go sit down. I had to feel it.
No, as a coach, you're vexed. You got to follow the plan.
That's the principle of the game, the plan. You tell him, do not get out to this guy. Let him bowl that ball. He's going to bowl tight. Just play him out. Beat the other guys because they're not good. And we beat them 2-1,
A quick question. Are the coaches intimidated by the guys because maybe they have wealth? Is it because these guys are wealthy?
I wouldn't want to believe so.
Know,
If you're the coach, you're the coach. You're in charge. Okay, look here. If the coach is getting a good result, they're going to fire the coach now. So why should we be intimidated by somebody have money?
I don't know.
Because your job is to...
The coaches need to have confidence in themselves that they understand and their principles are sound. Whatever they're teaching is the correct and the thing to get guys through.
But are they asleep? Because sometimes you see some nonsense going on the field, but you don't see any messages going out. You should be seeing guys running out with a glove or with some water or something. At the end of the over give a quick message. I don't see that in the West Indies team.
I guess now to maybe we should say, as Elvis said too, are the coach strong enough and having that respect from the players?
You see, you can say something to you, because like Elvis in the olden days, they were the coaches, He had sound cricket in mind, and the manager was very knowledgeable of the game.
Right.
So those are guys that take you in depth and they practice and teach you and they correct you. But nowadays you have some of the certified guys and all kind of guys, and the manager having to say no. So I remember one time a part of Hughes, he was manager, and they sent him off, and then something went around, they called him back and said, Hughes, what you want a job for? Can you know more cricket than the coach of them? And you know how to say, just write those tickets, say people, the airport, where knowledge for? Yeah, as I say, Elvis. If you don't give me respect for your knowledge, what are you going for?
True.
You don't want a job. Elvis, that's my position. I don't want a job. If I can I will say.
Yeah, that's true. The game, cricket is a funny game, because cricket is one of the games, from a long time I always thought, it's an individual game, but it's also a team game.
Team game.
Cricket is a game that you're responsible for your individual standard. If your standard is good and everybody's standard is good, put them together, the team's a strong team.
Very strong team.
Right? You're batting, you're responsible for your batting. Personal batting, and if you work on that for yourself, when you get together with your team, Because if everybody bats and each batter make 20 runs, we have almost 300 runs there already, right?
Yep.
Right,
yep.
right. Yeah.
In
Almost
any
300.
innings.
Right.
So if each person put in their work as a
Yes.
batter, you know,
Right.
you responsible for your own standard. But it's a team game. We work together to work things out. You know.
But like I say, and not only batting, bowling, fielding.
Bowling, fielding, everything, yes.
comes together. If you're not feeling good, all the edge, George, knock out, Elvis knock off.
Right.
Man can't
Not
do
me,
it.
not the kind
Man can't do
of.
it. Can't do it.
I'm sorry Mark left the forum, but we were playing in the same position.
Oh yes, I forgot the coach and the gully.
There was a player who played from the previous year. He came in, Raymond Denny. He likes to cut the ball. You know? So I put 3 slips and 2 gully. So I said, Mark, you're second gully, I'm first gully. Mark, you got to hold this catcher. And Anthony Merrick was bowling. The third ball he cut, and the first one he got 4.
Right.
He got 4. Third ball he cut again, straight to Mark. But he didn't get it. He didn't get it. So I said, Mark, boy, we're in trouble now because we don't miss guys like that.
Right.
He only made 35, but you know, but we won that game.
Right.
But and first innings. And another thing about those games, I want to say something. There were incentives in the game before. There was a season we played here, first class side, where you gave points for scores and so on.
We're doing the polishing now too.
During that period
For
of
this
time,
competition.
the under 19 tournament was based on those principles.
Okay.
Right? And previously, Guy was the coach, and he was the person responsible for making all the calculations and telling us what we were supposed to do and so on. That year we played, our coach was a guy, Versailles from St. Kitts.
Right.
He didn't have intimate knowledge of the game like that, so it was me and these guys had to sit down and work
calculate.
out how long we're going to bat, how we're
Right,
going to
right,
bat, you know, what we're going to do. It was a little taxing, but we did all right. We got 8 players on the West Indies under 19.
Under 19, yeah, well,
That's a lot of players.
It could have been 9, as I said,
Right.
if I didn't get a hard time.
Right.
But, and we knew that personally because here what? The coach for Trinidad, or the manager for Trinidad, which was Roddy de Clark,
Right.
he lived in our dressing room. He lived in our rooms in the hotel.
Right.
He told us everything. He was so impressed with our team.
Right.
He was over Phil Simmons and all these guys now. He didn't spend time with them. He spent time with us.
Right.
And he told us, he says, unfortunately, the guys, I can tell you about, y'all can get about 6, 7, he'll be up to 9 picks,
Right.
but I see some problems. And then he told me, well, you are bad behavior.
Well, because I fall on the field and celebrate and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, and because I questioned the umpire. The umpire was a West Indies umpire. You know.
Right.
I don't call him name. He was a West
Right.
Indies umpire at the time.
Right.
And the fact that the Guyanese didn't get enough picks,
Right.
so Roger Harp would have to play. So it was cool. I was fine with that. I was happy because people in Trinidad were impressed with our team.
Right.
They asked us to stay back to play some extra games
Right.
in the villages and so on.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was good.
But we always have good guys going to West Indies youth tournament now. We always had pretty good guys going down there. Since even Danny, Guy, even when I was there, we had some good. We used to dominate.
Yeah, we did well.
So anything happened now to the President crop of players? Why I asked that question last week too when our good friend was here last week.
The basic from the grassroots. We don't play one tip. We don't play first and second. We don't play rubber ball. We don't play rubber ball anymore. We used to go back and steal.
We play rubber ball.
We just steal the tennis ball. from the hotel.
Elvis, we play rubber ball, but it's organized league. It's not like old time. There's a pitch anyway play.
Right.
Boy, look.
And that's important. They put an old pitcher player.
Yeah. I
and
remember.
Skills, improve his skills that kind of way.
Yeah, I can remember the guys last week. The guy was what's his name again? The guy from
Sam.
Say
yeah.
they play some Saba and any old place
Yeah.
and just play. Nowadays my older pitch and cut for Saba.
Yeah,
and all
Saba.
kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Man, the bunks, everything was funny. You had to adjust to the bunks.
Just that quickly.
You had to got quick eyes, man.
Yeah.
You gotta,
Even hook it. Bunks are anyhow.
You got in trouble.
Yeah.
You
So
don't know, but
maybe that's a big part to play without the quick play now.
we had introduction to the
can't
game as a
imagine.
young person was a lot of stuff to learn.
Right.
And we're missing that. We don't do enough of it either.
Right.
I mean, recess time at school was in PM school.
Right.
15 games were going on. Cricket games. One east of the school, one to the back, one down by the did soft trade them down. So
Right.
the games were going on. People were playing.
They were discovered Mark with bowling.
He got
Mark
my
was-
back case. He got
Mark
my
was
back case.
bowling a little before that. Mark was bowling since we were way down in Miss Davis school. Mark was fast. But you know, funny thing about him, we used to call him strong. Because
Bowl
he
shot.
never run off.
Bowl
and
shot.
He bowled off
shot.
like strength.
Yeah.
Heavy ball.
There was no, Guy would hate him. There was no follow through. The foot collapsed wrong. Everything about him was not
Yeah.
normal.
Right.
You couldn't get proper natural swing. It was just intimidation. Because
Right.
he was just fast, brute force, fast.
Strong fella.
You know, strong fella. But then he had some. He's a little too short for
Maybe too short. Malcolm Marshall wasn't tall.
Michael Marshall was special.
Hey, Hungry Wild wasn't tall. Hungry Wild wasn't tall.
Huh?
Hungry Wild wasn't tall.
Sean.
But Hungry has a different action, a different way. He used his body leaning and twisting to get the ball to do stuff.
Right. I think
No.
You see the
high-
body
And
fast.
higher.
You see the body fast up to now.
Yeah, and he still
Yeah, I saw Claire last week. Actually, bounced up a guy
and
last
even
week.
Though,
Yeah.
even though he look like he's burning off his strength,
Right.
he's not. He has a rhythm
Yeah.
that gets him in. You know?
Right.
But Mark would just step up and just lean back. Woof.
Right. Something like what, Merrick.
No, Merrick was different. Merrick had arm speed.
Right.
But his arm speed,
Powerful, man. Explosive action.
explosive arm speed. I didn't have a problem batting Merrick.
Right.
Because when we played trials in 80-something, Gene Gould made the other team, Charlie won them out easy.
Right.
He was on our team.
Right.
And when we played, in fact, they stopped us from batting because Gene was 80-something and I was 30-something or something.
Right.
The other guys, and then we put them back in. So Merrick, I can see when he's going to be short.
Right.
I know when he's going to be short. Can you see him short?
Right.
I was a little scared of Charles.
Right. Can never the action
I
is the
never
same.
knew when he was going to be short. So and his swing, he's different. Different bowlers do different things to you.
Look, Charlie, I'll get airport soon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll get him out soon. But I want your impression of Erling's Pavilion.
The Erling's Pavilion is first class. I went up there, man. I was very impressed with what I saw. The dressing room, they have a bar. They've got great media room and all them stuff.
Right.
Very, very impressive. Humphrey and Sean, Althea, and Sir Roberts and Radley Baptist and all these guys, they've done a great job out there. Very impressive. I would love to have Mr. Great Taddy, Sir Taddy, have the finals out there in the next couple of weeks. We want more games out there. Let people see, the ground, enjoy it.
It's a nice ground. What I like about the ground is the backdrop with the sea behind there.
Yes, with the sea behind it.
Yeah. You been out there, Elvis?
Elvis will come over and see what's going on.
You went out there?
No,
He's
I
been out
haven't
there?
there yet, but I'm happy to hear that. You know why?
Yeah.
I've been traveling around the world playing cricket, doing football.
Right.
And like Trinidad, but all these small grounds have facilities.
Right.
Antigua was one of the places where there were no facilities.
Exactly.
Congratulations, I'm very happy. And
Right.
it needs to be done everywhere.
Right. True.
Every ground you go in Trinidad, there's
True.
a stand, there's toilet facilities, everything.
Right.
Dressing rooms.
Right.
The smallest ground in Trinidad have that.
Right.
Yeah,
Barbados.
Erling's ground
Right.
have showers and
Right.
everything. Just
And
bathroom
I'm happy.
showers.
And
bar.
the powers that be, the
Right.
politicians, whoever, please, these are things that need to be done.
True. Because when I went to factory the other day, well, still, no, probably if you want to
Yeah,
really
factory,
yourself,
look
you
at
have to go in the bushes
Yeah,
in
you know.
2023.
Like I even
You
say
know.
push on the pavilion. They say put fences, say put on the pavilion.
Right.
We need more input in those areas.
Right.
Facilities that people can come and watch. Because if I take my kids there and they
Right.
want to use the washroom,
Bathroom. Yeah, you have to go in bushes and that kind
But
of stuff.
we can try to get it final the next Sunday. And hope Elvis come and give some comments.
That would be great.
just okay. Remind
next
me,
week
remind me,
Sunday.
Taddy, remind me.
Yeah, we remind you.
Any you up all I just be there watching you at night. Just say, well, Taddy, don't sleep. hear me.
No, but Elvis,
Taddy, don't sleep. I'm not sleeping either.
no, he has some real knowledge. You need to come on quick.
Elvis,
Elvis is a great tactician.
He is.
That get me in a
Great
lot of trouble.
tactician.
When I'm around the game, I don't talk. I don't speak because a lot of people talk
Right.
sports. They talk stuff, but they don't understand.
Understand. Right.
Elvis, that's where you don't go with them.
Right.
That's where they go in the cricket. Yeah, you
Yeah,
find some
I
people
don't
that
go
don't do
Right.
everything they don't think. So they keep away.
Yep.
I don't go
I
with
remember
them.
this guy was playing for Antigua football the other day. A big striker. I don't remember his name. He was all famous. Everybody's talking about this guy. I went to watch him, and he's good.
Right.
But they're utilizing the guy the wrong way. Grace, what's his name again? Big strong striker for Antigua the other day lately, but he's an Antiguan too. But they didn't utilize him.
Right.
He was trying to turn and make his own play.
Right.
I think you should turn him.
Right.
He should get the ball. 'Cause when the ball can play into him, he play it back and somebody turn him
Right.
on the goal.
Right.
He'd be more effective. I forgot his name, but
From Grace Farm?
Grace Farm, yeah. Big strong guy, used to play in America in some stuff there. I don't remember his name. But I just watch the game. A lot of things I see that people are doing, they don't fit my basic understanding of the game.
Right.
And I just don't understand. Because they don't utilize the people's skills, what
Right.
they can do. I remember one time England picked a national team for England. And all the big people for England, some of them went in the team. You know what England did? They looked at the league and say, this club, their two strikers are scoring the most goals. They picked those two strikers and put them to play. Because they're used to playing together.
Right.
Utilize them, you know?
Right.
It's like being familiar. You're used to scoring goals, score
Right.
some goals for England.
Right.
So
Exactly.
tell me something, what was the fight when they say you get plenty blows?
Well, the dynamics of the football in Antigua has gone far from what I knew. There's a lot of foreign people playing. I just took the Antigua national team for a tournament in Guadeloupe.
Wait, you took, you fly the plane?
Yeah, I flew them to St. Martin.
Any time I'm flying, might just train people?
No, I fly sometime. I flew them to St. Martin, and I was watching the team, and I saw Sobi go. Sobi, what's going on? All these guys speak English. So I said, what happened to the local talent? One people local, you only, I think, 3 local, the Turville and 2 other local.
So all foreign guys.
All
Huh?
foreigners.
Foreigners, yeah.
So where's our personal development?
Englishmen there.
But they're getting money, and our guys don't get no money. They're
Right.
getting money.
Maybe they get
Right.
the money, or guys get the money.
Our guys don't get paid. They get paid. They pay them to come here. They pay their clubs, whatever they have to do.
Yeah. And that's one. And I think I was talking about importing players and stuff. Yeah, importing players.
You gotta be careful with
you
that.
put them
You
up
can
on
bring a
Hawkins
few
and local
guys
guys
in.
and not getting played.
Local guys, and then the local guys have to work here to make a little money.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
practice enough.
They get
There's no
discouraged like
competition.
that.
Discouraged.
Right.
It's not a win situation for me, but I guess they won 1-0 in Guadeloupe. They get beat by Barbados.
Barbados 2-1. Yeah.
Bobby's getting 2-1.
2-1, yeah.
Up the
And
stadium.
I didn't watch the games because, as I tell you, I can't watch because if I do say anything, people say, ooh, wait.
Yeah, they don't know you. The young folks don't know you.
Well, I just stay away because, you know. But then I learn a lot about the game. You see, every Richardson, very knowledgeable
Right.
about the game of football. I learn a lot of things from him.
Right.
Hey, football and cricket, very knowledgeable.
Yeah, both games. In fact, World Ball Cricket,
Right.
we used to be the champion for a little while in Antigua.
Right.
And myself and him are Richie was open.
Right.
And every batch at the south and all the time, you know why, right?
Right.
I would have to stay at the north.
Right.
Hey, what do you mean?
Because the wind is easterly.
He shot by the
So
hook.
if you're short, he just picks you up.
Yeah.
He made a lot of runs.
Yeah,
But because he understands what he needs
Yeah,
to
right,
do.
exactly.
If you're on a good length, he plays. If you're short,
Right.
he just pick you up high.
Right.
The wind takes
Wind
you
go
south.
with
Right.
it. Wind go with
Yeah.
it.
Right.
And we beat a lot of people.
Right,
playing that.
right,
So
right.
the guy understands the game.
Right.
And then we had a bowlers, Dale, Abraham, and Ricky Francis that bowl pitch up. They don't bowl
Who's
short.
Ricky Francis?
Huh?
Who's Ricky Francis?
Richie, the goalkeeper.
Ricky Francis is
Oh,
the same one who's a goalkeeper.
Ricky,
Ricky, yeah.
okay, no,
Yeah.
good.
Same one who's a goalkeeper, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, he was a fast
you know
bowler
the
first.
last name, man?
Yeah, you know. Yeah. That's
You
his
try
last
taxi
name.
now.
Well,
No, you work in Stratford.
he was a
somebody in
Stratford.
taxi.
But that's another thing.
Oh, okay.
That's another thing. I had a discussion with some people the other day in our society, in our village society. I grew up with a lot of guys that I don't know their correct name.
True, that happens in the village. That happens in the village a lot.
I was called upon the other day to say some stuff about some people, and I was shocked because
Yeah,
I had to think hard to remember
what
what
did
they
they- Right, correct name is.
We call everybody by nickname,
Right.
and we grew up knowing everybody by nickname, and we never.
The Wiki
Don't
Mackay,
remember.
Wiki Mackay.
Ricky is Mackay.
Right.
It's Mackay.
Okay.
Okay, Wiki Mackay.
Yeah. Ricky. Yeah,
Okay.
boy.
Yeah.
That's a big thing in our society we need to correct.
Right.
We grew up calling people by nicknames, and at the end of the day, legally,
Right.
you need to know the person's
Good.
correct
So,
name,
right.
because that don't count.
We have a party in shots now, okay? John don't catch plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And Elvis playing hold over the plane.
Oh, I'm playing. Okay.
Elvis not playing hold over the
George,
plane.
your party shot.
Well, I just want to say thanks a lot to Mr. Guy Yearwood for bringing us along during our youth years,
Right.
keeping us in the right direction, helping us here and there. I remember when I used to fall away a lot, and he used to come and stand right next to the crease and tell me,
Right.
"Rock and prance, I don't want you to fall away. Just stand up and bowl the ball straight,
Right.
and you'll get more speed." I used to come off a very short run too, and he
Right.
encouraged me to just lengthen
Yeah.
my run a bit more to get more rhythm.
Follow
So
through.
that was very good of him, and he always used to encourage us, tell us to make sure we turn out to practice.
Right.
We have to practice the right way.
Right.
We couldn't be bowling off on no 2 steps and all them stuff like that. We have to go off our long run. And he was looking at our no balls right there in
Right.
practice.
Yep.
So we practiced correctly, and when we go into matches, we didn't have any no balls.
Right.
But if we go into the match and have no balls, you know you're gonna face this.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So he took care of all the bad habits, take them out of the way, and that's how we really develop a lot.
Right.
So you know,
Before
I
you
wish
go-
we had guys like Guy and Taddy and so on
Right,
to
right.
help all new crop of players.
Right.
I believe they'd be more disciplined because they weren't afraid to tell you that you're doing something wrong because they love us. They
Exactly.
want us to do well.
Right.
They should tell us the truth.
Right.
You know, and that's what a lot of people don't want to hear now.
Right.
But I just want to say one quick thing before you leave. Can Earl call me yesterday and one of daddy vexed with you. One of daddy vexed with you yesterday. He didn't know you're on the island.
Well, what happened is a mix up with the phone number. I was using his own number. I'm calling him. I'm asking my sister, is Andy on the island? I asked a couple of people know, is he on? I said, yeah. But I said, well, he's not returning my messages.
Yeah.
So when he called me yesterday, I said, well, I've been calling you. I texted you. What happened? Well, you don't respond because I said, I don't hear it. I don't hear you call and you don't text me. He asked, what number you text from? Or what number you call from? When I checked, it was his own number.
Yeah.
And I had to give him, we met down in Jolly Harbour, so I had to give him proof. Hey,
Yeah, I know. Cap.
with
When I
the
told
date stamped, show him the text message, show him my car log.
Yeah.
So he told me delete that message. Delete that
The
number.
number.
And use my updated number.
When I told you yesterday, first here, he said, no,
Yeah,
first guy
that's
here,
true,
first guy
that's
here.
okay.
Yeah, I was
At the first county, he called me. So
Before
first
I
guy here.
came, I called him. He didn't. His phone rang. I said, wait, what? He's not returning my call. And then I sent him a text message before I left. I didn't hear from him again. And then I came home and kept asking several people, where's Andy? You know, but it was my bad. I was using the wrong number. So he forgave me. But I showed him, I had evidence to show him that the effort that I made, you know.
Elvis, closing remarks.
Well, let's first start with, we need more people like Guy Yarwood around. His knowledge, understanding the game, his principles in coaching the game, you know, built me up in what I'm doing now
Right.
as a
Professional.
pilot, instructor, professional, whatever. He taught me to understand what you need to do
Right.
to get the job done
Right.
properly. And you need to stick to those principles.
Right.
We need to educate the players. Don't tell them, don't do this, but tell them,
The reason
you
why.
know, what you did that caused the problem,
Right.
so that they could see
Right.
and correct it, you know? Because there are a lot of players out there who make mistakes, but nobody corrects them.
Right.
As I told you before, when I saw Winaka Martin for the first time, I thought he was class.
Right.
But I also said, he's not going to make it.
Right.
He tried to hit the ball too hard. You don't have to hit the ball so hard. If you try to hit the ball so hard, you will move your head. If you move your head, you will miss time, you will edge, you're going to get out. You have, those are important principles. They say Vivi played across the line. That's not true.
Right.
Vivi got his head so far across
Right.
that he was now in line.
Right.
He got across. He moved so much across. You know, the other thing that people say that the game is easy, but we just need to understand them, know what you need to do, know what you need not to do.
Right.
I remember Jeff Boycott once said when he played against West Indies, he only gonna play one shot
Right.
because anything else he might get out.
Right.
So, and he scored hundreds, just pushing and playing for the wicket. He's not going to try to cut or hook. No,
Right.
because the guys are too good for him. He just played basic, get runs. You have to make up your mind what you have to do to get the game done. And people need to understand how the game is played. Have plan, how you're going to work the team out, how you're going to do things, how you're going to bowl. The bowlers need to know what they're doing.
Right.
The other guy called me on the phone. Elvis, you see them chat, so? Watch Azari. I say, watch your front foot. I say, oh gosh. And I knew when I looked, I knew
Right.
what it
We
was.
talk about
but
right.
I'm not going to comment because, that they need to work those things out.
Right.
But you need to see, as he said, his shoe was wrong.
Right.
And we don't see those things.
Right.
And there are things that we can do to make our game better
Better, that's true.
and stop all this,
Right.
the other big island political stuff and so on.
Right.
But I'm noticing fast bowlers around the world, they're using the left hand. All fast bowlers are bringing the hand just here.
Right.
They're not elevating. This is going to pull you up so you can get more pace.
More
Right.
pace, more
Right.
momentum. You see?
You know,
Right.
if Alzari can bowl 150 consistently if
Right.
he gets that hand
Hand
up.
up there, right.
And
You know,
those are
he's
things
bowling
that
quick, but
I
I know he
don't
can bowl quicker.
Quicker,
He's big
right.
and strong,
Right.
and I know he can bowl quicker if he just get this left arm up a bit
Much
more.
more.
But
Right.
You know?
he have his
Leading
coaches, he have his people, they're not telling him these things.
Right, right.
These are things that they're just basic physics. If you swing the hand on the full come, if you swing the hand down,
Right.
momentum, you get more natural
Yeah.
pace.
Right, right,
No energy from you. Your follow through gives you pace too.
right.
All these things work.
Yeah.
You just have to work on these principles. You know?
What I want you to do for me then, when you have the time, I want to come on the youth quick to
Well, I
them to
should
share
retire soon from
share some
flying.
ideas because
Sometime soon.
you have a lot. I'm telling you, you have a lot to pass on to these guys.
Yeah.
I
I like-
played the game intelligently most of the time. When I played,
Right,
I used to think a lot about the game.
Right.
I would think something the night before we go and play, and we go
Right.
on the field and do it.
right,
Even when I play football,
right,
I just didn't play football. If I kick the ball, when I kick it, is either inside spin, outside spin,
right,
top spin, under spin,
Right.
because what I want to happen. So if I'm crossing to a striker, and depending on who the striker is, I'll cross with inside spin because I know
Right.
he don't head with power. But if he
Right.
comes back to you, you get more power. You know, I used to think all that.
I know Judge Wango, but tell the audience the thing you told me.
We got to go.
Tell us what the thing you told me about the football with when you are kicking the ball
Oh.
and everybody could kick the ball.
No, it's just principles of angles and sports and everything.
Right.
Danny Livingston came out one day, we were coaching practice, and he said, put the ball down and put a post down there, 15 yards away, and he tell the whole football team, hit the post. And we there for hours, nobody could hit the post. So then he came back later and I said, Coach, I think I get it now. I said, yeah, tell me. So I was trying to explain. He said, no, all we have to do is watch the ball. Forget about the post. Your brain know where the post is. If you get the spot on the ball, if you hit that spot every time, that spot on the ball, once you're in the right position, hit the post every time.
Right.
After that, we hit the post consistently by just watching the ball. So if you want to be a goal scorer, don't look at the goal. You know where the goal is. Strike the ball properly. Get a good strike, get it on the target. Your brain know where the target is.
Right.
And if you look around you, right, these principles are all in everything you do. You watch a cat in the pasture catching a bird. You see him sit there watching this bird. And he's waiting for the bird to get in his range. He knows his range. And he just sits there quietly. He's measuring.
Right.
Once the bird gets in his range and he does that, the bird is dead.
Right.
I can give you one more example. I was sitting in my house looking down at my neighbor's yard. And the neighbor's kids were messing with the dog.
Right.
The dog is tied. So I'm watching and I'm saying, okay, they're safe. And they're running back and forth and they're messing with the dog. And the dog is getting aggressive.
Right.
But then something struck my mind. There's a mark left by the dog when he usually makes his circle.
Right.
His maximum distance.
Right.
He was not at that maximum distance. You know what the dog was doing? He
Measure
stayed
them.
back. And when one of them stepped over the line,
Yeah.
you know, the little boy, I was quick enough to run down and stop him.
Right.
He got him, you know.
Right.
The dog stayed back. Waited until they stepped inside the range,
Right.
got him.
Right.
You know, so you need to know your bounds. You need to. It's all about principles.
Principles.
Yeah.
Elvis, we close now, but
Daddy.
I want to say something to you. He heard telling about commenting on the people, and there's an invite in the shop.
yeah,
Infringement people territory.
yeah, that's true.
They're going in infringement. I don't get involved with that. If you're invited,
Then you're going.
then
That's
you
true.
stop.
That's true. That's a good point.
But I would say, man, good to have you guys here, man, Elvis. They're hard in Antigua, but you go nowadays.
No man, I invite you by me to some dominoes. I know you're one of the best in Antigua. I want to learn from you.
Well, it used to be. Well, great to see you, Georgie.
Yes, man.
You know, we talk all the time, you know
That's
what I mean?
so
So,
tidy.
Yeah, man. Yes.
That's how I address him. Sir
So
Taddy.
Daddy. Well,
but I
guys.
can promise you, if it all goes well next week, Sunday, check get the finals.
That'll be nice, man. That'll make us feel good.
So
Next
you
Sunday.
can stay and
I'm
watch.
still going to arrange to be off so I can come over.
So you come from the finals be at Erlins.
Hopefully, by next Sunday.
George, put you in spot so you get that commitment.
All right, Taddy. Thank you for promising to put that finals at Erlins. We appreciate that.
So people can enjoy the good pavilion
Good
over there.
pavilions, great ambience, beautiful atmosphere, beautiful sightseeing, and the Erlins people are usually
And then-
hospitable. Some good food and so on.
And we can stop the boat from moving this time.
So,
Right.
Jazz, you remember the good old days when you used to pretend commentate
Oh,
using
yeah.
that special voice? Give me that, man.
No.
Let me feel sentimental.
I'm out of that, man. I'm the practice, man. Knee practice, you know.
Do y'all ever hear him?
No.
Wow, he has a professional voice, man.
Oh, okay.
You want to hear it?
Well, guys, thanks for coming, man. Nice
Thank
to
you,
see you guys.
Mandela.
A safe trip back home, man.
Thank you.